Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be diving back into the charts for Bitcoin. Some recent developments and changes have happened since the last video, so I'm going to do a quick update on what has been going on with BTC. As we get into it, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then do go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and you are going to be kept up to date with all of the videos that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all of that said, done and out of the way, let's jump on down into the desktop and take a look at what is going on here with Bitcoin. Okay guys, we're going to start things off just by taking a look at the hourly. Obviously we had the head and shoulder pattern, right, and we were talking about this in the last video, the push to the upside here, and we were talking about maybe pushing up towards that 38,825 kind of level. That would be in the 1.618 after this pullback just here. Okay, so we had the pullback. In fact, actually I think it was a little bit higher. It was about there when I did the video, so about 38,700 maybe, in that kind of range, right? But we pulled back down a little bit lower. And then obviously we actually hit a 2.618 extension here. We're finding upper resistance, but this is a really important and key level for us to kind of remember, because this level, it actually takes out and invalidates a move down, right? So we actually have been talking about $31,000 Bitcoin for quite some time, and this actual move to $31,000, I have three different areas on the charts that actually are indicating $31,000. This move that's recently happened here in the last few hours of point of recording has actually invalidated one of those moves, effectively meaning that one of the indicators of $31,000 is now taken out. It's not likely to actually happen. So that's really good and positive news. So when we actually jump back into the charts here, and we actually take a look at 2.618. This has actually taken out that invalidation level just up here. That was $39,650. Okay, so really important that we kind of acknowledge that that's actually invalidated one of the wave counts going down, and is pretty big news for Bitcoin. So what's next? Well, the other invalidations right up here. So as I said, they have three indications of $31,000, right? And the second invalidation point comes in at $42,000, right? So what we're really looking for here is effectively, $42,000 and anything above that. If we move above $30,000 or $42,000, effectively means that we are not likely to see, $31,000. It's just not probable, in my opinion, right? So the first out of three is taken out. If the second one comes out, that's 66% chance that we're not going to go down to $31,000, in my opinion. So we're moving up quite nicely from there. Now, obviously, what I mean is, when I say moving up, it doesn't mean we're going to shoot up to $42,000. What I mean is that, effectively we are removing the ability to go down to 31,000. We're edging away from it quite nicely. Okay, so here we can see that we are still finding this upper resistance around this area. Again, it would explain a lot, because this was a previous area of support, right? So coming past this area and turning it into support is absolutely key for Bitcoin. And okay, so is moving up to $42,000. Now, one of the two things is likely to happen here next, right? And this is going to sound really awful, but I'm going to say it anyway. One of two things. We're either going to move up or we're going to move down, right? It's not clear just yet, okay? And the reason for this is that effectively we are heading up into this overbought area, but we're not there just yet. We've actually corrected this really nicely here. This was looking really good. That's why I was targeting out at the 38K area. And we've pushed up really nicely just here, taking out this area, probably liquidating a load of people who were shorting the market. Kind of thing happens all the time. If you're going to use leverage, you're not going to buy the asset, you're just going to gamble on the market. This kind of thing will happen and you will get squeezed out. Okay. Likewise, if you're using stop losses, the market makers will also know those. So if you're going to use a stop loss, set it manually. Don't do it automatically via the market makers, and protect yourself a little bit that way. So as you can see here, right, we are looking pretty good. We're looking pretty interesting, but of course, we're not overbought fully. Therefore, there's a push to the upside. So I do expect us to kind of push up. Now, when I have these two areas saying that we can move up or we can move down, that's kind of a cop out a little bit, right? But I think ultimately it is true. What we're really looking for and what we really want to see is to turn this area of $39,650 into a level of support. Okay, so we want to push up a little bit, then we want to come down and we want to confirm that as support. If we can do that, and then we can move up nicely from there. That should actually allow us to take out $42,000. This is the key one for me. Once we take this out, I'm not overly precious. I actually want a nice big ABC down once we take that out, because that's actually invalidating the lower points, and a nice kind of healthy pullback here into these kind of low ranges again from that higher area would actually allow us to be in a pretty good position for accumulation. You could buy up a lot of altcoins in that range once you are actually confident that the invalidations have occurred, right? We aren't there just yet. Those invalidations are still pretty much in play, and we want to avoid any potential downside. We want to dollar cost average really good positions, and we don't want to be we don't want to open ourselves up to unnecessary risk. So we are looking to kind of invalidate $42,000, take that level out, invalidate the low of $31,000, sorry, and go by going higher than $42,000. Try not to mix my words up too much. And then in doing so, what we're actually going to be doing is effectively protecting ourselves from and minimizing our exposure to risk as we start to get back into the market. So really going up into $42,000, then we want a nice big pullback here, which will be healthy, take us down into the, hopefully, you know, even potentially lower than the 39,000. I'm okay with that. Maybe we'll find that as the support level. So maybe, you know, what we'll actually end up doing is coming up to $42,000 and having a nice healthy correction and turn that into a support. I don't really mind how that works, as long as there's a nice position that I can start to accumulate ahead of the next move. Okay. So invalidation, first one's taken out, second one hasn't just yet. So really important that we kind of acknowledge the good kind of progress that's happened here. Obviously, the lows of $31,000 are also still here, but we can of course now acknowledge that this one here is no longer actually well, this one here is no longer valid, right? We don't actually go down any lower here. I've already removed it, so we've only got two left. We've got this one, which comes in at $42,000. Once that one's invalidated, going higher than that A wave low, then there's only one left down here, and that actually requires a new all-time high to invalidate. So there's only one more that we can actually invalidate before we actually start to see, you know, pretty good move to the upside, in my opinion. Now, I've been talking about this for a while, you know, in terms of all the various different charts that we've kind of been talking about here, or how I've been kind of, if I actually shoot this up into our weekly, you know, talking about this zigzag pattern, talking about how this was a correction because of how oversold our weekly chart is, and what we're really looking for is that next step, right? But we are aware that, you know, nothing moves up in straight lines. Do expect some volatility, but the main thing that we really need to focus in on is $42,000. That's where the confidence comes in. That's where we should be then looking to accumulate, and then of course, you know, riding this up into new all-time highs. And again, you know, we can speculate until the cows come home as to what price, you know, we think Bitcoin's likely to go to, you know, next, etc., in the next kind of phase of this particular bull run, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really going to talk about it in this video, but, you know, you watch back some of the other previous videos that we've done on Bitcoin, where we do talk about a lot of various different things that have been going on with Bitcoin, where I think things are likely to go as we go past into new all-time high territory and into that fifth wave, which will be, you know, pretty big in itself. It's not going to be a small wave count either. It's going to be very, very significant. And on that journey with Bitcoin moving up into those kind of fifth wave highs, we are going to see altcoins absolutely popping, and we're going to see some really good significant gains on the portfolio. So for anyone who was selling nice and high or looking to accumulate again, that time is coming. It's coming really close. We're almost at that point where we can start to think about accumulation and, you know, filling up our bags with various different altcoins, etc. It's not quite there yet. I do expect some more volatility, but I do think we are finally coming to a bit of a close on this particular pullback. And the next kind of step in the bull run is a pretty significant push to the upside, where we talk about all those blow off tops and all that fantastic stuff that you often hear about in the crypto space. So right now, yeah, nice and oversold on our weekly. Our daily is, of course, overbought, so we're looking to push up a little bit into that 42k range and then pull back. Again, pretty much aligned to what our 4 hourly, 8 hourly, and of course our hourly charts are indicating as well. So that 42k, if we can just take that one out, guys, will be absolutely fantastic for Bitcoin and, of course, the entire crypto space. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then do go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with all of the videos that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With this said, done, and out of the way, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one.